Hi, this is David Odell, and this is part 2 of a long series. This is my son's job, and you'll see him throughout the video. But this is a really good DIY planter wall and paver project. The reason it's a good DIY project is because there's no time restraint on this stuff. You can set it, and forget it for a while and get back to it. So it's real simple. It's not like working with concrete where you are on a timeline.
All right, so we just got back from Orco block. Just picked up all the planter block, 3 pallets. Might need a couple more blocks just because we are doing 3 courses. So we'll see. We'll start unloading all this, get this to the backyard, build up the planter wall, and just see how far we get with what we have.
These blocks are about 4 inches in height, and they're about 12 inches wide and about 8 inches deep. And I think that the color is called Odell brown, and it's from Orco. And if you'll notice, the way these work, they have a little lip on the back of the block, and that's what locks it into the next one above it. It also helps lock it into the gravel.
All right, so now that we have all the block back here, we can just kind of set up our string lines, get them all squared up with the house, and then we can start setting our block. Of course, we're gonna bring in a little bit of base, tamp it, compact it, get a nice sturdy base. We're gonna be burying our block. Actually, the first course about 2 inches under grade. So this string line represents 2 inches below grade, or 2 inches above grade. That string line right there, let me show you. So this string line is 2 inches above grade. So we're just gonna pretty much follow this string line to get our straight edge for all of this block. All of this block right here.
What we have here is a gravel base. It's actually crushed concrete base, and that's hand compact with a hand stomper. And then we're just gonna set them on that gravel. Then the bottom course will be backfilled with gravel and then dirt. And you can, if you like, we didn't do it here, but you can put like a fabric behind the paver so that if you do get a lot of water behind it, it doesn't push the dirt through the cracks. So this string line represents the front face of the bottom course. You can set it to the back of these as well, because that's more of a straight. The back of these blocks are straight, so you can set them either way, just however you want to do it. Either way, you're going to get it straight. And then you stagger this. Each course is staggered a half a block width. And as far as leveling goes, we're going to use the front edge height of the string line, and then we're going to hit it down with a rubber mallet to lock it into that gravel and get them nice and level. It's a lot easier to go down than up when you're in this situation, when you've got a compacted gravel base. So all those 3/4 inch PVCs are just getting to the planter, from the lawn to the planter area. Then they'll be extended to its own valve, because the whole planter bed will have a drip system rather than nozzles, spray nozzles, because it's such a narrow area. You really don't want to spray nozzle anywhere near the house or any wood, stucco, because you'll end up with water damage inevitably. So drips are the way to go in narrow areas for sure. The actual height of the block is 2 inches below top of pavers, so they're going to be kind of locked in there between the pavers and the dirt behind it. So half of that block, in other words, will kind of disappear once the pavers go in. And in the back area here, the pavers come all the way to the face of this retainer. And this string line is parallel with the house. So there's a wood fence at the back end of this that you can see there, and that's looks like it's embedded into a block retaining wall. The block comes up probably 18 inches, and then it looks like you've got the wood fence. So there's a property level elevation change between the two separate properties, and that little block retainer is kind of making up the difference. So if you noticed when we started the demo, the existing raised brick planter had this same type of shape, and it had a little 1 foot jog in it. So this is going in pretty much the same way it came out, just a different material, and it's new. Right there, just verifying that he is parallel with the house. Now, when you get into these 90-degree turns and stuff, it gets pretty tricky with this particular. Gets kind of tricky with this kind of material. A lot of custom cutting, as you can see there in that corner. As we got around here, initially the planter was supposed to end right here into the wood fence, but because the post footings, as you can see on that wood fence, are so high compared to the elevation of the new pavers, the retaining wall is going to have to continue along that wood fence just to hide the visual of that the bottom of that fence being open there and the footing being high. Once you get your bottom course set straight, and the way that these are designed with that little locking tab at the bottom of the block, you just push those up snugly against the bottom one and each one thereafter, and it's going to stay on the same line that first one was set at. So you really don't need string lines, in other words, on any more courses. Here's a little close-up of some of the custom cuts. On the top row, that's getting glued down.
So here is how the planter wall looks when it's all finished. guys are gonna have to stay tuned for the pavers. See how the pavers look and everything.
Well, that about wraps up part 2. Stay tuned for part 3 because that's going to show the pavers going in. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell because what happens then is you get notified as soon as we upload another video. Thanks for watching and have a good one.